something remarkable when someone who is a general, a high-ranking military official, speaking to a reporter like this, telling their honest, unvarnished truth to a reporter. It's a big deal. Pete Hegseth is in trouble. I mean, our country generally is in trouble. But Pete Hegseth as a leader is having a problem. I'm going to read a headline and a few paragraphs from this Washington Times article. And let me tell you, when the Washington Times has always been conservative, but it really took kind of a radical turn over the course of the last couple decades. And when the Washington Times is saying that Hegseth has lost the generals, the top military officials who are subordinate to him, that's a problem. There is discord in the ranks, not among the enlisted ranks. I was enlisted in the Marine Corps, not among the young, junior, members of our military, but from the people who run it. The intellectual element of our military, the commanders, they have no respect for Pete Hegseth. They are embarrassed by Pete Hegseth. Get a load of this headline from the Washington Times. He lost us. Generals, senior officers say trust in Hegseth has evaporated. Secretary's critical worry, Pentagon at risk of enduring damage amid firings, resignations, and early retirements of high-ranking staff. In government and in the military, there is something called institutional knowledge. When you have people who have been in the military for 30, 35, some 40 years, you don't attain those ranks without having deep knowledge of how things work. And people are leaving in droves. They are resigning. They are just retiring because they don't want a part of this. They don't want to be a part of a fascistic administration. They don't want to be subject to the unlawful orders of this despot president of the United States. And they're sounding off and letting reporters know, and it's being reported by conservative outlets, that we got a serious situation in our military. This is from, again, the Washington Times. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has lost the trust and respect of some top military commanders with his public, quote-unquote, grandstanding, widely seen as unprofessional, and the personnel moves made by the former cable TV host leading to an unprecedented and dangerous exodus of talent from the Pentagon, said senior military officers and current former Defense Department officials. Again, I cannot stress this enough. This is from a conservative newspaper. This might as well be Newsmax referring to Pete Hegseth as a former morning show host. This is a big deal. This is a sea change. This is the needle moving in the correct direction relative to maybe seeing Pete Hegseth seeing his way out. Numerous high-ranking officers painted Mr. Hegseth's September 30th speech to hundreds of generals and admirals gathered at Marine Corps Base Quantico in Virginia as a turning point in how his leadership style, attitude, and overall competency are viewed in the upper echelons of the U.S. Armed Forces. Quote, "It was a massive waste of time. If he ever had us, he lost us," one current Army general told the Washington Times. Look, it is something remarkable when someone who is a general, a high-ranking military official, speaking to a reporter like this, telling their honest, unvarnished truth to a reporter. It's a big deal. And this general also knows it's a big deal. This story should be making waves. This story should be reported on more widely by more mainstream and normal, respectable outlets than just the Washington Times. There are a ton of really amazing quotes in here. Get ready for these. The Quantico speech, described by other sources as quote-unquote embarrassing and theatrical to a degree that is, quote, below our institution, seemed to crystallize beliefs about Mr. Hegseth that had taken root among some senior officers, including the view that the secretary operates with a junior officer's mentality that has led him to micromanage policies about issues such as military facial hair standards and press access to the Pentagon, sometimes at the expense of the much broader portfolio of a typical defense secretary. In other words, these general officers, these highly educated, these people of great, usually high moral character, but certainly deep institutional knowledge of the Pentagon, they're saying this dipshit's acting like some kind of a lance corporal, talking like a Marine here, some kind of a junior officer, like a butter bar, a second lieutenant. Yet he's the Secretary of Defense. This is doing great damage, both reputationally, but also operationally to the Pentagon. Quote, mainly what I see from him are not serious things, a current senior officer said. Quote, it's why did this service member tweet this, or internal politics and drama. That's mostly what I see. Mr. Hegseth clearly does not care about such criticism. At Quantico, he told any officer who disagreed with his priorities and his laser-like focus on a return to what he calls the military's warrior ethos to resign. That's not leadership, by the way. My way or the highway isn't leadership. It's certainly not servant leadership, but it's not leadership just in general. This is not how our military operates. High-level sources said they believe that Mr. Hegseth is simultaneously doing deep damage to the military, both from a public relations standpoint and structurally behind the scenes. That may not be fully apparent until months or even years from now. They say Mr. Hegseth's insistence that the Pentagon will embrace a color and gender-blind meritocracy is at odds with the reality inside the Defense Department, which President Trump has given the secondary title War Department. They argue that the firings, early retirements, and resignations that have amassed over the past 8 months will fundamentally weaken the military. Across the services, this is a quote, across the services, we are bleeding talented generals and flag officers for what appears to be the opposite of a meritocracy, another current senior officer said. Quote, there are people being held back from promotions or being fired or removed for sometimes unknown reasons, often for favoritism or just simple relationships. Now, I would take that a step further. This isn't about favoritism, unless, of course, you believe holding whites in favoritism is favoritism. I don't call that favoritism. I call that racism. I call that xenophobia. I call that out of step with the proper functioning of the United States military. And I'm saying that as a former United States Marine, someone who served on active duty for years. The Pentagon, under Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, is systematically erasing the contributions of black people, deleting photos from Pentagon websites of women, firing them, moving them from different commands, of the absolute bigotry of forcing out of military service transgender individuals in the military. This is not how it works. This is not how it should work. This is weakening the military. And when you weaken the Defense Department, you weaken our national security posture on a global stage.
Welcome back to the Edwards Report. My name's Kalen, and food stamps are running out. The federal government shutdown has frozen SNAP funding, and over 42 million Americans can lose their benefits next month. Welcome back to the Edwards Report.
Straight the fuck up, bitch, and I'm dead fucking serious. Like, I'm dead ass. So look at me as I look at y'all as I'm fucking talking. I just got that fucking text. And That fucking text said the link is cut off in November before my motherfucking kids go without. Before my kids go without and don't have shit and be hungry and broke as I have shit to eat in their stomach, I'm going to go in every store possible there is and get everything that I regularly get. I'm going to put it in the motherfucking basket and I'm going to take it. Don't get the pressing no charges, try to stop me and block me and hold me at the door. None of that. So since the link is cut off and the government want to get shut the down, I'm going to go in the store regularly like I do if I had my motherfucking food store card. I'm going to load my cart up one by one, pick my items out like I'm regularly shopping, and I'm going to push that cart right the out the building with me.
A man dealing with daily foot pain and neuropathy symptoms started using the EMSense wearable therapy device.
Now, sir, why would you do that? Now, let us reason. Sir, why would you do that? Why would you act as if you are so entitled to get anything for free? It's the grocery store, not the food bank. You can't just walk up in. It's as if the people have been on this assistance for so long and they've been frauding the system for so long. That's not that they really need it. It's that they don't want to work to get off of it. We're not talking about the people that really need it. But these people have been so absorbed in this mindset that I think they forget what this actually is. That EBT is like a cash substitute. Like somebody is paying for the food for you. So they go into the grocery stores now and they think that they just entitled to everything, to anything that's in there. Because it's been so long since they didn't pay for some groceries. So now you getting this reaction to the government cutting them off. What? It ain't like, oh, it was good while it lasted. I appreciated what I got. It's like, nah, give me. Where does the entitlement come from? These were benefits. This was given to you. You didn't have to work for this. Like, imagine revolting this much, having to do what literally everybody else already does, which is go to work and spend the money that they work for to put food in their own mouths and in the mouths of their family. Imagine if you had to pay your own rent. Imagine if you had to adult. I know some of us internally feel like this and sometimes want to hand out because we work so hard to be able to provide. But imagine having this response.
And don't get in my way. Don't stop me. Don't put your fucking hands on me because I'm going to prosecute you. My kids not finna not have no snacks. And if you feel like you that motherfucking froggy that you got to follow me to my motherfucking car, you won't be having no motherfucking position to go back to. You act like you paid for the items in the store that I'm taking. Like you finna die for this position at this job. Because
the place will go out of business if they don't make a profit. Like, what do they think this stuff just grow on trees? They think that it just fell out the cuckoo's nest. Oh, it just grows on trees. No, it's a business. The business makes money. Business uses that money to buy supplies. They use the profit to pay the employees. If you just go steal everything, there ain't no money to be made. Grocery stores already operate on very low margins. What do they think this is?
Because once you fuck up, they gonna fire you too. Don't get in my motherfucking way.
Shut down. I need to know what's going on. I got 9 kids to feed. 9 babies. And I want to know why they ain't put my food stuff on their car. Do what? I done been waiting. I done did my application. And I got 3 handicapped babies. I need to know why my food stamps ain't on my car. This is not right. This ain't fair. I don't care about no shutdown or none of that. But I've been calm. I've been calling. Everybody ignoring me. I done been here 3, 4, 5 times. I want to know why ain't my food stamps on my car. I got 9 babies to feed.
This girl been waiting all this time.
Ma'am, I done been calling. I done been down here, and I'm tired.
Sad.
I done been there and did all that, and they still ain't put my food stamps on because of the shutdown. This is not fair.
9 babies, and some of them disabled. And this, I could hear it in her voice. She's hurt. This is that stage you get to before you really lose it. But if she start really crashing out on everybody, we're going to be like, oh, wow, why is she doing all that? She trying to keep her composure. I say give her the food stamps. If you really got 9 kids, and you got some disabled. Yeah. In this economy, get the woman the food stamps. And that's the tragedy that's happening right now. You know, a lot of us, we come down on the fried. We come down on all that stuff. But y'all, we know she probably shouldn't have had 9 babies, clearly. But the babies are here. What are they going to do, starve? This is where I part ways with some of y'all. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying it's case by case. It's case by case because not everybody has 9 kids with a few of them disabled. Okay? Not everybody has that. But when they do and they really can't afford them, then the system got to step in. What do y'all think? Am I a little too compassionate? Am I a little too empathetic? I know some of y'all going to cook me.
I'm tired. I done did all that. Now I need to know what a supervisor or somebody. I need somebody to help me. I got 9 kids to feed. 9 kids. 4 of them ain't mine. I'm taking care of other people's kids. I'm old. I'm tired. I got arthritis. I'm tired of coming back and forth down here about my food stamp. I done had an appointment now. They told me my card money supposed to be on my card. It ain't on there yet. Y'all gotta fix this now. I don't have nothing to do with that shutdown. I'm stressed out. I'm a single mama and I'm helping other people kids. Now I need my stamps now. I ain't gonna keep going through this. I'm already going through a lot of pain.
Definitely coming to
Okay, now here's my 5th time coming down. I had an interview and all. Now this ain't fair how y'all doing people. This ain't fair. I done been all right there. Y'all done did my interview and all that. I still ain't got my stamps. Still ain't got my stamps. Y'all done let them people shut down the government. Now they ain't gonna give me my stamps.
It's so sad.
And I don't want to go to jail. Because that's where I'm going next when it comes to these babies. Now I got to go steal and shit. Now I got to go steal food to put in my house. Y'all ain't got no boxes of food here? Y'all ain't got no food to give me? Y'all don't have nothing to give me? Don't be recording me, Mel. Don't be
Why ain't
recording
these
me.
people placed like that?
Don't record me.
Hey, why the y'all bothering me and my damn food? I'm just so tired of his big back bald head, 150 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human motherfucker bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the I'm going to turn into. If you think you going to stop me from leaving out that store with my motherfucking monthly groceries that I get every goddamn month, I ain't bothering no damn body, okay? Why the y'all bothering me and my goddamn food? I'm just so tired of his big back bald head, cradle cap, having shaped like a motherfucker with any motherfucker albino motherfucker walrus looking. I'm sick of him. Like, it's gonna be an episode of Snap if y'all turn them Snap benefits off. I can tell you that.
So let's start with the conservative perspective, because conservatives are arguing that this crackdown was way too long overdue. SNAP fraud has hit record highs with over 691,000 reported thefts this year alone, and an estimated $12 billion lost to fraud and trafficking. Much of that money isn't even stolen by poor families, though, and that's the thing that nobody really wants to talk about. Much of that money is actually stolen by organized crime rings, even international rings, cloning cards and selling benefits for cash. And when you consider that level of abuse, conservatives say that reform is moral, not cruel. Taxpayers are tired of paying into a system that's bleeding money, especially when it's being taken advantage of at the levels that we see all across social media. Now, maybe that is a loud minority, but we see people on here flexing their food stamps. They're out here doing food stamp food hauls, and they're just throwing it in everybody's face. Conservatives are also pointing out that the new work requirements, the 20 hours a week for able-bodied adults up to age 64, encourage dignity through labor. So they're basically saying if a man don't work, a man don't eat. And when 70% of current detainees in ICE custody have no criminal convictions, some argue that welfare programs can't remain unchecked while fraud, trafficking, and dependency rise. So they're really making the case that some of these illegal immigrants that don't necessarily have a criminal history may finesse and find their way on our welfare system. What do you guys think about that? Because I think that the principle here that they're trying to represent is accountability. So to conservatives, it's not about being heartless per se. It's about restoring order, integrity, and personal responsibility. Are conservatives being a little bit too harsh? Are they lacking empathy? You know, the left's favorite word? Let me know in the comment section below.
Donald Trump said we ain't getting no food stamps next month. Now listen. I made a promise to the man above that I wasn't going to do no more stealing. So regardless of whatever the Trump got going on over there in that office, I can't go and loot. So when y'all take y'all out there and loot in them stores, can y'all please loot for me? Is that too much to ask for? A girl just trying to keep her promise that she made to the man above. Because I know if I break that promise, then he going to feel like I ain't got no faith in him. He going to feel like that I don't believe he is who he is. And he has the last say so. He going to feel like I don't believe that. And I truly believe that.
Bridge Communications, where we are closing the communications gap.
Inflation isn't new. This man-made disaster has bedeviled civilizations at least since ancient Rome. In order to pay for his extravagant expenses, the first-century Roman Emperor Nero debased the Roman currency, the denarius. How did he do it? By replacing silver, which was valuable, with copper, which was not. And that was just the beginning. Rome's corrupt governments debased the coinage on a regular basis. By the 4th century, the price of wheat was 2 million times higher than it had been in the mid-2nd century. By the 5th century, Rome was finished, overrun not by barbarians, but by inflation. In the 16th century, English King Henry VIII did essentially the same thing with England's coinage to pay for his wars, divorces, and debaucheries. In what became known as the Great Debasement, food prices soared. Ultimately, Henry left it to his daughter, Queen Elizabeth I, to clean things up by issuing new, high-quality coinage, setting the stage for the emergence of England as a great power. The Continental Congress of the American Revolution tried to print its way out of its money problems by paying soldiers with paper money. The first U.S. currency, the Continental Dollar, was so overprinted that it became confetti, collapsing into hyperinflationary oblivion. Alexander Hamilton, the first Treasury Secretary, saved the day by linking the U.S. dollar to gold. Figures like Elizabeth I and Alexander Hamilton are rare. These stories usually end up badly. In the 1920s, rampant money printing by the Weimar Republic in Germany led to hyperinflation, economic collapse, and ultimately the rise of Adolf Hitler. Argentina, once the most prosperous country in South America, has never really recovered from its wild money printing in the 1950s. And Zimbabwe, now one of Africa's poorest and most corrupt nations, is infamous for its $100 trillion bill. Look for the source of a society's collapse, and you'll usually find the I word. So what exactly is inflation? There are two types, non-monetary and monetary. When a hurricane slams the Gulf of Mexico, interrupting fuel production, the price of gasoline rises. This is non-monetary inflation. The rise of price is due to some external event. Over time, the market recovers and prices normalize. Monetary inflation is something entirely different. It's the distortion of prices that occurs when money loses value. It's that feeling that something isn't right. Why is my weekly grocery bill, which used to be $100, now $200? Because your money is losing value. It's not that bananas have suddenly become more valuable, it's that your money's become less valuable. This can happen rapidly, as we've seen since 2021, or slowly over time. For example, in 1970, a can of Coke cost a dime, a Big Mac 65 cents. 50 years later, a Big Mac is $5, and you'd be lucky to get a soda out of a vending machine for $2. Obviously, these products haven't changed. It's the dollar that's worth far less. This slow-motion devaluation of the dollar is why young people today can barely make rent, when years ago their parents, who made far fewer dollars, could buy a house. Their dollars were worth much more. If you feel cheated by that, I don't blame you. You have been. So where should your anger be directed? You can start with our 37th president, Richard Nixon. The worst thing he did was not Watergate. It was taking us off the gold standard in 1971, which Alexander Hamilton had put in place 2 centuries prior. This allowed the federal government to print dollars more or less at will. Had the U.S. dollar stayed connected to the gold standard, it's estimated that today's economy would be at least 50% larger than it is. In a universe without inflation, You could buy that house. So what is the dollar's value linked to now, if not gold? Nothing more than faith. The faith that the money you have today will be worth the same tomorrow, next year, and the year after. But it becomes harder and harder to maintain that faith as the U.S. government prints trillions of dollars to pay for its outrageous spending. The most devastating effect of inflation is its impact on social trust. Money, after all, was invented to enable trade between strangers by providing a mutually agreed-upon unit of value. It is a facilitator of trust. Without that trust, trade, social relationships, and life as we know it ultimately unravel. So are we doomed to this fate? No. Just like England wasn't and America wasn't at its founding. We must once again link the dollar to a stable anchor, gold, or some other trustworthy standard. The time to start that debate is now, or we will go the way of Rome, and you can bet your bottom denarius on it. I'm Steve Forbes, co-author of Inflation, What It Is, Why It's Bad, and How to Fix It for Prager University. Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
See, I don't like when people play with God, because if you read your Bible at all, He's not with this foolishness, even joking like this. Like, Lord, my people have strayed. Have mercy on us.
When y'all go in the store, can y'all just give me a pack of noodles and a case of water or something like that? You feel me? And I ain't even watched the news, so I don't really know how true it is or not. And I'm not going to go looking for it because they say if you go looking for something, you gonna go find it. I don't want to go find out about us not getting fucking food stamps next month. But once again, that goes back to me saying I'm not worried about it because I'm God's child and I know He gonna take care of me and my.
Two streams. You got fresh and salt water. You got out of the mouth that heart is speaking this foul language. Well, I don't know what God she talking about. I really don't. But if she really is a child of God, consider this a correction and rebuke. Watch your mouth and stop talking like that. Stop being so influenced by the culture, by the world, by the music, by the movies that you start acting like them. Stop trying to win favor because you fear man. Stop acting like them. Act like a Christian. All right? I'm just trying to be nice.
He gonna make sure we straight. So whatever Donald Trump got going on, hey, I'm gonna let him do it. But when God get over there to that that White House, and twist his motherfucking fingers back for over here playing with his motherfucking kids, I ain't gonna say nothing. I won't say nothing. He really got us up, and I don't want nobody getting down in my comments talking about some just go get a job and get you something to eat, baby. Look, I just told y'all, regardless of food stamps or not, me and Kingston, we gonna eat. We're gonna eat good. I don't give a I gotta make me some noodles with some hamburger meat.
It just dawned on me that her kid is right there with her talking like this. So we don't ever gotta be confused why our youth grow up and act like how they act. Because look at their parents. Look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
We're gonna eat, but
Wait.
Y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the off for November. Y'all better stay the on my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want motherfucker looting, it's gonna happen. Before my kids go broke as like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag it up, swipe my link card, as soon as that say ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk out.
And guess what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna get your tail locked up. And then what you gonna be screaming? Oh, they racist. Oh, the system is racist. Oh. These are just the dumb games that you get. These are the dumb prizes you get when you play dumb games. Actually, let me not say that. I apologize. That's an unhobbing attack. Let me say something a little bit more biblically sound. This is foolishness. Huh? This is foolishness. Entitled foolishness.
And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your so hard you going to think a Jet 2 holiday hit your.
So now let's get into the liberal perspective, because we talked about the conservatives, but let's see what the rebuttal is. Because liberals are firing back saying what's happening isn't about reform, it's about abandonment. They argue that millions of working class families, seniors, and veterans are being punished for crimes that they didn't even commit. When 2.4 million people lose benefits and parents can't feed their kids because of a shutdown, liberals say that this isn't about fraud, but it's obviously about politics. They point out that most SNAP recipients already work low-wage jobs, and the new work rules, they say, just cut people off when their hours drop or when their boss cuts their shifts. And the federal government's decision to stop reimbursing stolen benefits means that innocent victims, moms, children, and the elderly lose benefits. They lose their money just because of hackers. They didn't do anything themselves. They just got their food stamp stolen or something in the system happened, and now they're being punished for it. But from their view, this isn't compassion. It's cruelty disguised as fiscal discipline. Liberals see feeding the hungry as a moral duty, even if the system is flawed. People that are starving today should not be punished for a system that can't get fixed even by tomorrow. So they're saying, hey, we got to walk and chew bubblegum. It's cruel to use the system and to use politics to punish people. That's the liberal argument. You guys think it's right? Let me know in the comment section below.
Baby, when y'all go grocery shopping next month, y'all need to be very careful because apparently they done got started. Y'all know next month, a lot of people not going to get their food stamps and they SNAP benefits, and a lot of people going to be desperate and hungry. A Walmart employee came on here last night talking about how they had emergency evacuate the Walmart because people done stormed up in there trying to put stuff in their bags and be stealing. Baby, when y'all go to the grocery store next month, y'all better get in and get out. Don't be standing around trying to have no conversation with somebody from church. Don't stuff your buggy too full either. Get a few items and then leave. If you got to go 50 miles per hour out that doggone parking lot, go 50 miles.
If I didn't know any better, I would have assumed that this was a PSA in February or March 2020, right before the pandemic. It seems like she's warning people that there ain't about to be no food in there because there's about to be a run on the grocery stores. Now, we don't know what's going to happen between now and then. Maybe the government reopens and the EBT program gets funded again. But right now, that ain't looking good.
Per hour out that doggone parking lot. Or if you want to be that person, baby, buy somebody's groceries for them. Help them where you can help. Period.
Have these 48-hour emergency food supply kits. Supply kits come with 55 total servings of buttermilk pancakes, maple brown sugar oatmeal, creamy chicken flavored rice, macaroni and cheese, and creamy potato soup.
Oh, okay, so this is a Walmart worker that is sharing with people the types of food kits that they have so that they can survive what's about to happen on November 1st.
All you got to do is add water. It's 10,910 calories. It's a first 4-person kit. And it has 5 meal varieties. Only $27.38. If you're in a rut for Thanksgiving, come and get you one of these 48-hour emergency food supply kits. It'll definitely get the job done.
Think I'm leaving hungry? Not today. Y'all want to play with my benefits? Fine. I'm feeding my kids one way or another. I'll be back next month when the car hits. Y'all better stock up. You think I'm leaving hungry? Not today. Y'all want to play with my benefits? Fine.
Let me find out this is AI. If this right here is AI, we are cooked. Because this looks so real. I see the Sora logo, so it's got to be AI generated. Did y'all know that it was, look, what?
I'm feeding my kids one way or another. I'll be back next month when the car hits. Y'all better stock up. You think I'm leaving?
Oh. Wow. Wow.
The fucking nerve to be talking about no food stamps for November. On Thanksgiving? I know y'all not coming like that. Let me find out y'all trying to say Thanksgiving is canceled. I'm at the store right now getting my turkey right now. You can you want to. What? I'm so sick of this, y'all. We can't have any fucking thing. Tender young turkey. This ain't even big enough. I need me like a butter bowl or some shit. Actually, scratch the butter bowl after what happened last year. Y'all was wildin'. Scratch that. Scratch that. I actually might try and do some duck this year, y'all. Feeling fancy. Duck, anyone? Mind you, me don't even get food stamps, but that's besides the point. You playing with too many families. Right before the motherfucking holidays? No benefits for November? Okay, so I should be benefiting from everything being free. Starting with the mother groceries, because y'all actually been wilding for way too long anyway with these prices. This is free because I'm taking it. Oh look, $6? No, $3.99. I'm done. Pissing me clean. You wanna shut some down? Shut down the rent. Shut down the car notes. Shut down the cable. Shut down all the bills until y'all figure it out. Listen, check this out. If I don't eat properly this year on account of y'all fucking around, you gonna around and find out. I promise you I'm not in the mood. I haven't been in the mood all year.
So now we get to the bottom line, because as always, there's a little bit of truth to both sides, because the fraud is real. We see that and it's massive, but also the hunger is real and it's massive as well. There is a burden. There is a need of real people that are hungry and starving and cannot get food otherwise. The system is broken, not just because of corruption, but because the government refuses to fix its technology, accountability, and compassion all at once. And I don't even know if that's necessarily possible, but that's just the problem, the way that we lay it out. If we can spend billions of dollars sending aid overseas, surely we can secure a card that feeds a child. Is that really too much to ask for? But we also can't pretend every dollar in the system is clean when we know for a fact that it's not. So the real question isn't, should we cut food stamps? It's, how do we make this whole food stamp and EBT and welfare process a little bit more righteous, fair, and protected? Is there a way to reform this system to make it a little bit more responsible? These are the questions we're asking. Do you guys have any of the answers? Let me know in the comment section below.
So now they're telling people to steal food.
If you work at a grocery store and you know that the food stamps is not working in November and you see people stealing and you snitch, you deserve to die.
I'm trying to make sure I heard this right. Trump said all the groceries is free now? That's what I heard.
Trust me, once you have this, you'll always wonder how you ever operated without it. How many times have you been looking?
Well, you take from us, we take from you. Thank you. We're gonna be running out the motherfucking store.
This is exactly why I am not a fan of more socialism in America. We have too many entitled takers, and they just think that everything should be for free for them. And if the government isn't going to give it to them for free, then they're just going to go steal it. By the way, that first video where she is saying that grocery store workers deserve to die for reporting shoplifters, it has 38,000 likes.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, here's the thing, right? I try to be as balanced as I can, but y'all know where I lean. The rationale behind this is the government is so wasteful that they waste so much money on so many unnecessary things. We talk about sending money to other countries. We talk about all just the waste, fraud, and abuse that happens. The politicians stealing money, the military industrial complex, the prison industrial complex, all the industrial complexes that they talk about. But these people are just like, look, we don't see none of that. I mean, they're not thinking about how most of them don't even pay taxes at all. They're not thinking about all of the other subsidies that they get. But they kind of have a point where they're like, look, we sick of paying our taxes, working this hard, and not having nothing to show for it. So the easiest way to like stick it to the man, to get Uncle Sam is to cheat on your taxes and to fraud the welfare system. And a lot of black folks that feel entitled to reparations are like, hey, if you're not going to give us reparations one way, we're going to get them this way. Now, I don't.
Let me get started on the new set. I usually put like 4 gifts on my wall and just
Two-ish? No.
5:07 p.m.
To reopen the government, enact a spending agreement that meets the needs of the American people, or address the health care crisis that Republicans have created. And the health care crisis is growing in intensity and urgency all across the country. We now have visibility into 13 different states, including most recently Florida, Virginia, Maryland, and Georgia. And all across those states, millions of Americans are going to experience dramatic increases in their health care premiums, co-pays, and deductibles, as is the case with everyday Americans all across the country. In Florida, by way of example, a 58-year-old in Panama City, Florida, single on the Silver Plan, currently receives ACA tax credits, pays for health insurance $140.80 a month. Because Republicans have decided to allow the Affordable Care Act tax credits to expire, that same individual who's currently paying $140.80 per month, their costs will go up to $1,526 per month. Republicans did that because of their refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits. In Florida, a 46-year-old with 3 children in Santa Rosa. We now know this family, currently on the Bronze Plan, actually, as a result of the tax credits that they receive, does not have to pay any additional amount.
We'll get right back to the show, but first, let me tell you about one snack that has been an absolute game changer
to receive their health insurance. But if the Affordable Care Act tax credits are allowed to expire, that same family, 46-year-old with 3 children, in Santa Rosa, Florida, will have to pay $2,360 per month. That is north of $25,000 per year. Unaffordable, impossible, unsustainable, and it will result in that family having to go without the ability to see a doctor when their children get sick. The Republican health care crisis grows worse by the day, and yet Republicans remain on vacation for the 4th consecutive week. Donald Trump is once again preparing to fly out of the country. The East Wing of the White House is being demolished so that Donald Trump can construct a ballroom where he will be celebrated like a king. And at the same time, Trump is trying to rob taxpayers of $230 million to continue to line his pockets. And yet Republicans have zero interest, none, in addressing the health care crisis that they've created, which is devastating people all across the country. It's now my honor to yield to the distinguished whip, Catherine Clark.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leader, and good afternoon, everyone. We are so grateful to you for your courageous leadership and grateful that you are safe and secure. Republicans have controlled Washington for 275 days, and we are 22 days into this shutdown. And through all the chaos, there has been one constant, one theme at the heart of their budget and their shutdown and their healthcare crisis. They seek out and target the most selfless and the least privileged Americans. They always go after those who have already had to sacrifice. Americans working a second job to keep their kids fed. Americans who have chosen to serve in uniform or as civil servants. Americans who are caring full time for their loved ones. It's working parents on Medicaid. It's sick children who need home care. It's veterans who rely on the Affordable Care Act. Those are the people that Republicans expect to get by with less. It's never the billionaires. It's never corporations. It's certainly never themselves. Because what does Donald Trump expect for himself? What do you see him talking about when you turn on the news? A luxury plane, a gold-plated office, a new ballroom, and now a literal monument to himself. All as 1 million children are about to be kicked off of Medicaid. Another million will see their family premiums double or even triple. And Republicans are complaining about the Peace Prize that Trump didn't get, about camera angles and escalators, acting like somehow they are the victims, while they victimize the most innocent and vulnerable people, hard-working Americans. Republicans choose to go on vacation. That's not an option for the American people. The bills come due no matter how hard they work. So our message to the Republicans remain the same. Come to work, come to DC, sit down with us, negotiate, end this healthcare crisis and end this shutdown.